Hi, welcome back to HATV, and it's exciting to be back with you again. And today we are excited to be able to talk about peaches.
Yes, I'm excited.
Things.
I'm excited about peaches because right now we're in the South and we have peach season, and I love fresh peaches.
And if you don't know, this is Melody Hord, and Melody is part of our education and training department. And so it's really great to have you with us today.
Thank you.
And you are excited about peaches.
I'm very excited because this is a pilgrimage that I make every single year.
I didn't know there were so many different kinds of peaches.
All different types.
We were driving through the mountains, what, a year or so ago? And as we were going through, it was like there was like a dozen different types of peaches there.
Right, right. Well, and the type that I like is called a white lady peach. And they're very crispy and crunchy, and they have this very special flavor to them. And I would always look for that in a peach, and I would think, that's a bad peach. Well, it wasn't a bad peach. It was just not my favorite type.
Right. So, Melody, why don't you go on out and tell us show us what peaches are all about. We look forward to seeing your report.
Now, was that a good peach?
That's a good peach.
Despite the hard work and long days,
I like a Monroe.
Arthur Black of Black's Peaches
Holds well, it's got a good flavor.
is dedicated to giving his community
You really get a kick out of it.
the freshest peaches possible.
Wow, look at that.
They can't compete with this freshness. I'm the third generation been raising peaches. This particular tree here is a 22-year-old tree.
Constant attention and tender loving care
Peaches are like women, you have to keep makeup on them.
is required to raise succulent peaches.
Maybe one more, then we'll get out another basket.
According to Black, close monitoring and detailed records are kept on spraying every season.
These trees right here have already been sprayed 18 times this year. You spray them every year. Have to keep records and when and who sprays it, what the wind conditions were, what the timing was.
I have waited and waited until July. My most favorite peach comes into its fruition. And I've just waited for this moment, and I'm going to get me quite a few baskets full. This basket, if you come out and pick it, is $5 for this whole basket.
You go in a grocery store and you pick up a peach that's got a little label on it, stamped with a number. That peach can be tracked all the way back to a tree.
Black explains how peaches in the grocery store may not always have had time to ripen, leaving them not as sweet and juicy.
So look how much yellower that is, or
see how
orange.
much juicier that was than that white peach you picked a few minutes ago?
So much juicier.
That peach there would have been picked a week ago for a packing market.
And what is his favorite thing about peaches?
I like cobblers. Of course, you can probably tell that. No, this is not a one-shot deal. I want to be doing this in 20 years from now when I really get old.
Welcome back. We're in the kitchen here at Hallelujah Acres, and we're going to be making a salsa made from seasonal peaches.
Absolutely. And there's not that many ingredients, so we're going to start, of course, with our peaches.
Oh, of course.
That is what's going to give this salsa a unique flavor.
How many
is the
peaches did you put in here?
Well, this is 4.5 peaches.
Okay.
Wow.
And you peeled them? And then you diced them
I
up?
did peel them because of what we chatted about. And then we just diced them up very fine.
Right.
And they were a little bit hard. You know me, I said I like the crispy peaches. Okay, so if you like the more soft peaches, you're going to have more juice. So there's not that much juice in this first 4.5, but they're my favorite, so.
Oh, neat.
That's what I did.
The name of these peaches are called again?
White lady peaches.
Very good. Very good.
Okay, then what we're going to put in here is some corn. This is about 3 cups of frozen corn.
Frozen corn.
You put that in there. Now you could use the canned corn if you wanted to.
Or you could probably use the whole kernels fresh off of the cob.
Cut it right off the cob. That's going to keep it raw for sure.
Okay.
Okay. But the reason I used the frozen corn is because it didn't have salt in it, and I was having trouble with the canned corn having a little bit of salt.
Finding
It had salt in it, so I said, hey, I'll just go to the freezer.
The canned corn's probably cooked more too.
Yes,
So
less
it's-
nutrients, and
yes.
that's what we always want to do, get as many nutrients as possible. Okay, then next we're going to use 2 cans of black beans in this. This is going to give it that southwestern flair.
Oh.
Okay, now, if I wanted this to stay raw, I could probably substitute the black beans with, say, onion
Yes.
and red pepper.
I don't see why not. That sounds like it would be fantastic. That would be all raw. If you would like to use this as perhaps your lunch salad, you could do that and keep it all raw.
Yeah.
The black beans, though, they're going to add a little substance to it. They're going to make it hold up longer. You know,
Okay.
when you eat the cooked
You're
food,
right.
it takes longer to digest.
Yep.
So that's another reason
And
to
you
put the
have
black
protein.
beans. And you have your protein. Beans are wonderful.
Makes a nice color in there.
It does add color to that.
Very
You're right.
pretty. And of course, salsa wouldn't be complete without tomatoes. So
And
we
this is the
have
middle of the summer, and they're fresh-looking tomatoes.
Look how pretty those
tomatoes,
are.
peaches, all these summer delight. And the tomato juice is also going to make it nice. This is what I have found. Use tomato juice on top of your salads. The juice of the tomatoes is very
Yeah,
flavorful.
You're right. You're right. And you said corn is also a common summer.
Summer vegetable. Sure
Okay.
is. And then next we're going to use cilantro. You can smell how good. Look at Paul. Let me smell it. Let me smell it.
Isn't that yummy?
Yes, I have about 1/3 of a cup. Of course,
Okay.
if you love cilantro, you can add more than that in
We
there.
probably would.
We love cilantro.
We probably would.
We love it.
Oh, how pretty. Fresh cilantro.
And then, of course, we've got to put in our lime, and I love to keep this raw and make fresh lime juice
Good
out of our
idea.
Citrus Star juicer.
That
I
makes
use
sense.
this all the time. Get the last little bit out of this last half of a lime.
Oh, how pretty.
It is gorgeous.
Okay, Ann,
Yes,
if you
ma'am.
want to put this on there and stir that up
Okay.
a little bit.
Okay.
And as far as salt, I'm going to start out with just about 1/4 of a teaspoon because I would rather have a little less because you can always add more, but you can't take it out.
No, you're right. Now, probably, would you keep this in the refrigerator for a couple of hours just for all of the flavors to blend together?
I think that if they marinate for a couple of hours, you're going to be able to get the peach flavor in better. The cilantro is going to have more flavor. And so I think that would be a very good idea. Of course, most of us, when we make something like this, we're going to dive in. So that's
Oh,
what
by
I'd
all
like to
means.
do right now. Would
Yes,
you like
ma'am.
to do
Dive
that?
in?
Yes, ma'am.
We have a beautiful bowl that it would go in as well.
That looks
let's
good to
do
me.
that.
Pour it all in there.
I tell you what, why don't you do that? It's a little heavier for me, and you can
Okay.
just pour it in.
It is a heavy bowl, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing. This does make a lot, so you might just want to half this recipe if you aren't sure you're going to like it, although I'm sure you will.
And you can see how beautiful this is as we put it in the bowl. And it just makes a wonderful, wonderful dish. There we go.
Colorful.
Isn't it beautiful?
Just a colorful dish. Thank you.
Now that would be great to take to a party. Be great for just your kids. You know, they're always looking for something to snack on in the summertime, and instead of reaching in the refrigerator, grabbing something like a popsicle full of sugar,
Right.
grab something like this.
Right.
And most children do like chips, and these are actually the baked chips, and so they're a little bit guilt-free
And there's not salt on them.
and no salt.
Right.
So, would you like to taste it?
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Wonderful.
Dig in, Paul.
Dig in, huh?
You go ahead and try too.
Yes.
Okay.
Looks great.
The peaches really take this to a whole new level. Who would have thought?
What a variety of flavors. Well, Melody, this was an interesting story on peaches and all the uses and how they grow, and it's incredible. Thank you so much for sharing all this with us, and we're excited to have some more salsa.
Let's do it.
All right. Hey, thank you for joining us again on HATV. This is AM and PM, and have a great day.